Good morning, friends, family. I'm back at it. The last video I dropped was me cutting a tree. There's nothing subliminal or extra meaningful than just me cutting down a tree. Okay, I've not had to sign a DNR, or not a DNR, but I've not had to sign nothing saying I wouldn't do this. I just haven't had a lot to say recently, and I've been working with the other things going on. Like I stated in the video, there's a lot of stuff going on. First, I want to say I'm not in prison. What a lot of you people don't realize, or I should say some of you people don't, most of you people already know, I'm out on parole. Technically, according to the state. So is Michael, and soon to be so is Ron. They gave my trust a 20-year sentence, which I served 3 of, and then I was released on parole. So the Supreme Court ruling that was handed down in May has absolutely nothing to do with me going back to prison. I guess some people like Fearless Freddy and Manny Two-Face and even Crow had mentioned that I got a 20-year sentence. A lot of that had to do with the people that were following this didn't do due diligence. They got the what was it, the opinion. They got the opinion from the Supreme Court, from their website, which is this one. Okay, this is the opinion. You can go there and download it and read it for yourself. Now, if you'll notice, once you're reading this, if you take the time to do it, you're going to see that Jeffrey Bivens delivered the opinion of the court, in which Roger Page, he's the Chief Justice, and Sharon G. Lee joined. Well, there was also Holly Kirby and Sarah Campbell. They filed a separate opinion concerning concurring in part and dissenting in part. And I'll share that with y'all later at maybe later today. I don't know. I'm trying to break this down in a couple different videos because it's a lot of information. The one thing, so they're wrong. If you think I'm in prison, you're freaking totally, you couldn't be any wrong than you ever were. I'm out right now, and I'm going to continue to stay out. Like I told the parole officers, look, you're not going to catch me laying a hand on my wife. You're not going to catch me with a DUI. You're not going to catch me hot on drugs. Although I used to smoke a lot of weed before, the state did this to me. I will not. Because, like I told the people in the prison system, you're not going to write me up on anything. You're not going to find anything to write me up on. I'm going to know the rules. I'm going to know what it is I'm supposed to do to keep you off of my jock. Not because I want to be Mr. Clean and brown nose or ass kissing the police. It's because when it comes time for me to sue you, you're not going to have anything bad to say about me. You're not going to say, oh, well, he failed a drug test, or, he got pulled over and got a DUI. That's not going to happen. I don't drink alcohol or smoke weed or even cigarettes anymore because I'm going to remain clean. You're not going to be able to get me in there for nothing more than what you did the first time, unlawfully. So all you guys out there like Fearless Freddy or whatever his name is, Harvey Dent, you guys are doing videos based on me. You're getting viewers because of me. Without me, you wouldn't have a job. So I hope I'm giving you something else you can run your suck about. There's been a lot going on. Before I finish this video, I'm trying to make this one brief, just a little, let y'all know where I'm at. I completed one course of the bankers, the International Private Bankers course. those guys have gone on. Some of you guys that started the 1099As early in this process, like shortly after I first started talking about it, you should be getting your documents taken care of. That's what they were there to do. They're working with the IRS. I don't know if they're employees of the IRS or the Treasury or what the case is. I know that they're private banking to take care of those things. So, don't ask me, don't contact me, hey, do you know if they're doing mine? Because I don't know. I've kind of been locked out of all that. I was supposed to be, I did my paperwork and everything was good. The only thing that was holding me back was the tax court. That was, I went to it back in the spring, and they granted the IRS's summary judgment. But just a week ago, I was recontacted by the court, the tax court, and they are rescinding that document, that judgment, and I've been placed back on the docket. Right now, I'm trying to expedite the hearing so I can get back into it. Once I do that, they will have to give me my documents. They'll have to give me my certification to do this. I was hoping that the Treasury would move a little faster, and because there was talk of some of those students coming back to me and me mentoring their classes that they were going to teach, and I was going to attempt to get a couple of my people in their classes. So if it took a while for me to get mine, it'd be nice if I had some people outside of that group of the first class to do the banking thing, that we could get this ball rolling a little faster. I'm not exactly sure how that's going to go. I'm hoping that I'll get a word. They acted like they was going to give me, a substantial amount of money just to get me to help the students along, my first students along, student teachers, if they ever come around to it. But I know everybody's anxious that's the main question everybody seems to ask in the comments. Hey, what's up with the bank? All I can say is keep learning this stuff. There are a few folks on TikTok that are really blowing this stuff up. I'm trying to think of some of their names. Maybe I'll get a list of them and get back to you. There's some genuinely smart folks. There's people I know on TikTok, I follow on TikTok, that are, the tax people and the 1099A people. A lot of people make comments, hey man, this shit don't work, man. I can't get this to work. And has anybody ever done it? And yes, people have. There's quite a few successes with this on TikTok. Now they've kind of deviated slightly from, what I've talked about. But hey, if it works, it works. Having debt discharged, having cars paid off, I see this all the time. You guys might not see this because you're not in the biggest circle as I am, but I see this all the time. Foreclosures stopped, mortgages paid, credit cards paid off. And I would suggest, if you do that, to leave some money in the account so they don't close it. Use it again. But there are a lot of folks. I'll try to get a list together of the people that I follow. Smart, really smart. One guy shared some stuff with me I thought was way cool, and I looked into it myself, and this is something that could really benefit people who are locked up in prison. And I'll get into that in another video. I'm going to try and break these down to videos that are by interest. The first one I think I'm going to do is talk about this case, the case that we're in. Look at y'all. This case is not over. It's not over by far. And I can explain that in a little more detail. The Supreme Court's not in total agreement. I just recently wrote a 36-page document with my friends that are in prison that submitted their, it's a letter of, actually we filed it with the Supreme Court Justice there, what's his name, Page? We send it with him. And it's our argument. Basically what I sent in it, I may go over it. Basically what I sent in it is our argument. This is what will go into post-conviction. Up until now, we couldn't do that. We couldn't do anything because it's in the appeals process. But now it's in post-conviction, and a lot of the stuff that I sent in this demand is to send it to the Chief Justice. The Chief Justice of your Supreme Court is over all your judges, every one of them. So when one does something wrong, ultimately it's them. You know, your private screws up in the Army, it's the captain who gets the ass chewing by the upper brass. That's kind of the way this works. The Attorney General got a letter. You know, this went hard. And it's basically a lot of the argument that I will do in post-conviction. I've also been working with some folks that have a new way of opening cases. You know, you guys hear me say a lot of times, you know, challenge the jurisdiction. There's other options. I've gotten introduced to a couple of different groups of folks that are doing different processes. One of them's totally agreeing. You know, the judge, oh, this is your charge. You know, okay, I'll accept it. I'll accept the charge. And there's a process along with that. There's another way of filing cases where when you go in there, the jurisdiction is your jurisdiction. And you put them in a position to where they need to meet your needs or your demands or whatever the case may be. And I'll share that. I'm going to be sharing that over the next couple of days. So y'all hang tight. It's fixing to get hard. Peace.